Okay, I'm the Average Gamer Guy. This is Minecraft Feed the Beast. We are here for episode 35, and that is what we're going to be doing right there. We're going to be making some coke ovens. I got just a ridiculous amount of clay, mostly because, get a little bit of, come on, you can do it. This used to be covered in red cobble. All that red cobble used to go all the way over this whole area here. And down over into this. Like all this stone was covered with red cobble. All this. I eventually was going to get all of this down. Because you can take red cobble and come over here and put it in a carpenter full of water, and you get 4 clay out of it. And there's a bunch of clay still in there, because for some reason, when I did my calculations, I'm going to make 40 coke ovens. Now, you may ask yourself, why would you make 40 coke ovens? And that is because we talked about this last episode, I want this thing to fill up more, and I want to run a high-pressure boiler off the creosote oil, so we're going to need a lot of coke ovens to produce it. And I figure 40 is a pretty good start. So when I did my calculations, there they are, I figured out that you need 4,160 bricks and about 5,200 sand to make the 40 coke ovens. So then, when I wrote all that down and I figured it out, what I mistakenly did was I thought I needed 4,160 bricks, but I don't. I need 4,160 of these bricks, not these bricks. So I was well into the 3,000s of these, and then I looked at the recipe again and I was like, oh, well, great. So yeah, I have way more clay than I actually ended up needing. But regardless, I have that, and what we're going to do is we're going to put him back here. And I've hollowed out most of a space, and then when I started to lay it out over here, I realized my calculations initially had been slightly wrong, and I needed a couple more. It was fine, and it would hold the coke ovens, but it only left me a 1 wide walkway. And that is a problem if we're going to, for instance, automate this with some pipes or tubes or something. They may need to go along this path, and then all of a sudden that's not a walkway anymore. So I'm just going to blow this wall out about another, what is this, 1, 2, 3, about another 4. And we should be good. So I'm going to hollow this out. And then I'm going to use a filler and fill it up with some stone bricks and get us a little room, and then I will be back to assemble some coke ovens and hopefully automate them. I don't know, I haven't done it before. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah, we'll see. So, I'll be back. Alright, so here's our big room. Should be interesting. So, I've sort of laid out a little grid for this stuff, and I think I'll keep them one off the floor as well. So I'm going to go through and put a dirt block for each one, which will be the center block for each one. So when I get done with that, I will come back that way. And I'm doing that because they're 3 tall, right? So for one block, that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1 block at the top and 1 block at the bottom. That I can hopefully, if everything works correctly, I can import wood into the top and export charcoal from the bottom, as well as the liquid from either the bottom or the side. I'm not sure how exactly to do that, but that's my goal. So I'm going to go through and get some more dirt laid down, and then I will be back. Alright, so I've got my grid laid out with my dirt blocks. So time to build some coal ovens. So what we're going to do is 3 that way, 3 this way. Ooh, getting a little bit of lag. We're getting to the point, I think, where it starts to become a little rough when you're both recording and running the world on the same PC. But hopefully it won't be too much of an issue. So when you get that little window, that's when you know you assembled it correctly. So we're going to continue to stack these up. You'll notice that the second layer is not a 3x3. It in fact has a hole in the middle. It's been a while since I've made one of these. I think I made the first ones on camera. I don't exactly remember, but you'll notice we keep that very center block open. So that is an important step for sure. So I am going to continue to go ahead and just build these guys out. 37 to go. Alright, so I'll be back when these are built out. Alright, so after doing some testing in my creative world, I figured out how to automate the coke ovens. And not that we're necessarily going to need strips. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to do that. Oh well. We are going to go ahead and grab some covers. I think cover is the, yeah. So we want the covers, not the slabs or the panels. Because the pneumatic tubes work, I mean, it doesn't really matter if you have all 3 of them, but for aesthetic reasons, I guess, I'd rather not. Does this thing take overclockers? No. So I could put some on the side. I don't really want to. Let's see, let's grab some copper. And, you know, I don't think it's going to work in the alloy smelter. Yeah, it doesn't recognize that recipe. Oh, it might not use copper ingot. Oh, that might be the problem. Shoot. Let me see if I have any copper dust. Iron. Ferrous. Lead, silver, manganese. No copper, though. I have some. I shouldn't have to do it in there. I should be able to do it. Is it this? Yeah, then that's going to get me a brass dust, which is what we're looking for. So 56, that's not too terrible. But actually, let's go ahead and put that there. And then we just, okay, look, rather than just walk you through every single thing that I'm doing here, I'm making some brass so that I can make some pneumatic tubes, right, a glass, and some brass, and the covers, we'll get to those. So I'll be back when I have the materials. I didn't realize I needed to build more, so actually, nope, I'm a liar. While that is cooking up, I have some pneumatic tubes, so I can get started. Okay, so you can see I got all these assembled finally. And then I believe what we're going to do is go ahead and set this right there. Nope. Well, that'll work, I guess. I'll just do that. There, and... Ooh, this is going to be rough, because that's going to... Yeah. Alright, well, let me go get a different block to stand on, and then I'll be back. Alright, so there you can see the glass cover down. Again, I don't really necessarily absolutely have to have the glass cover. I just choose to have the glass cover. So, and we will extend this. And then come back and glass cover, no. Oh, that's why the glass cover sucks, because I don't get it back. Oh, come on. There we go. You just have to be very deliberate about your placement of panes to get them to go in the right spot. Go ahead and do that. And then go ahead and put that down and that down. So anyway, the plan is to continue to bring these over. I'm trying to figure out if I want to run one line down this and then have the branches offshoot down to there. That's probably what I will do, which means this one is going to end up running the whole distance here. So I'm going to get these lines sort of installed, and then I'll sort of be back. Well, hold on, I'll do this to show you sort of what I'm thinking, and that is to run out in the middle of the tubes. So, yeah. Well, while I'm getting the zinc cooked up, I guess I should show you that. Too far. It's really annoying. I have to imagine watching this on YouTube has to be somewhat annoying with all this lag as well. But anyway, I am industrial electrolyzing sphalerite, something like that, dust, to get sulfur and zinc. And then the zinc, you saw, can be combined with copper dust to create the brass, and then the brass is going to be combined with glass if I hadn't accidentally used it all. And we throw brass on either side, and that gets us a bunch of pneumatic tubes. And really that's about probably all the pneumatic tubes we're going to need, but we've got more if we want them. Or the ability to make more, I should say. But I think several stacks should do it. So, fly back over here. We were right here, I think. That's not what we want. So we're going to build this main line and then come back and put the glass covers on, I think. I think that's going to be probably the best solution. is to get all the piping laid in and then come back and do the covers. And like I said, the covers are really unnecessary because since I'm using red power pneumatic tubes, it's just the logic in them is smart enough to know, and it only goes to the closest available inventory. So even though there's 3 openings, it's still only going to go to the one it wants to go to, which is handy, and a feature that I will miss when they come out with the new stable pack, and it does not have red power in it. But that's why I've sort of been trying to do everything with Buildcraft, because red power is going away, and there are people who are working on replacements for these pipes, pipes with some logic in them that are smart, and Buildcraft pipes certainly have advantages over these, but at the same time, there are some failings in Buildcraft that these address, so it's pretty nice. If I was going to do this with Buildcraft, there would be just a lot more headache involved in doing it. Specifically, like, there isn't a good way to stop something from attaching in Buildcraft, I guess. Yeah, it would just be really annoying, and I'd have to use a bunch of gates. Yeah, it would just be annoying. This is easy. I'm going to hook up a sorting machine to it. The sorting machine is only going to pull things out of a deep storage unit, or perhaps even an intermittent chest. I'm not sure yet. So I don't know if a sorting machine will pull out of a deep storage unit. I would imagine it would, but I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, alright, I'm going to lay in the rest of this and not have you listen to me ramble. So, I'll come back when I've got the basic tubes laid in and the covers put on. Welcome back. You can see here we've got our pneumatic tubes placed and all our covers on. I went ahead and laid out the liquid ducts with the redstone signal next to it. They're all set to out and they all run up this way. What I'm doing now is going through and I've gotten rid of all of the dirt and I'm going ahead and placing wooden transport pipes in the middle. And then I'm also cooking up right now a bunch of redstone chipsets, and then I'll have to be cooking up some more stuff with the assembly table, so that I can make a whole bunch of autarkic gates. And I'm also going to need to make some tesseracts. The point being, I believe what I'm going to do is, just like I routed all of the saplings to a single item tesseract, I'm going to also route all of the logs to a single item tesseract that will come into this room and into a deep storage unit, I think. That is what I will do. And these are going to go this way. Oh, you know what? That connected up there. Well, that's not going to... That's going to be a problem. Let me see how I want to deal with that. I'll be right back. Alright, so I did do some checking in my test world. Oh, that reminds me. Not cheat mode. So, and you can pump from not just the center, but from any bottom space, which is what I thought, but I wanted to test it first. So I just moved it over one so that the golden pipe would no longer connect to the next space. And now I am just laying in the rest of my pipes here. And we will take these up. This will be producing charcoal, so these will probably go to a centralized... I don't know if I'll bring the AE system over to here. Oops, that's not what I want. or if I'll just item tesseract to the AE system. That might be the way to go. Since I'll already be creating a bunch of item tesseracts for this anyway, that might be a good way. So, just gonna keep plugging away at laying down all of these transport pipes. What was that? Too many. And then once I have them all laid down, I will go back and wrench the iron pipes to the correct direction. But I think it's probably more efficient to just go ahead and lay in all the pipe now, rather than stop and try and do all of that all at once. So once I have all that stuff wrenched in, I will come back. This one's a little bit of a broken up episode, mostly because I don't know that you necessarily want to see me do the same task 40 plus times. So I'm trying to not just be too repetitive with it. So I will be back. Alright, quick update. All the tubes are in, all the iron pipes are wrenched the correct direction. We'll have our item tesseract over here. The liquid ducts are all hooked up and connected, and they connect in to this tank, which currently has nothing because it's all going up to the to the upper tank up there. So that is all good. Now I need to spend some time making a bunch of autarkic gates, some tesseracts, that kind of stuff. So I'll be back when I've made all of that. Alright, so I have part of a system set up on the other end of this tesseract, and now I just need to, let's see. So what we're going to do, let me stick this here. So we're going to do sorting machine there. But if the sorting machine is there, then that means, where are my wooden? Oh, I'm out of wooden pipes already. Alright. So wooden pipe will go there. The storage unit will go there. And then the tesseract goes there. Ooh, that's going to be a problem with that right there. So what we do is actually, let's do it that way. That gives us lots of room up here, and then let's do this and that. Alright, and then this is west is out, and everything else is going to be in. Okay. So now I just need some wood. Transport. That should be good. Is there a sorting machine in here? No. Alright, so I'm going to have to build a sorting machine. And probably some solar panels and a blue electric device. Oh, you know what? I bet that I can't just pump straight into that. I wonder if a sorting machine can pull from... Alright, well, let me get a sorting machine right now, and we'll figure this out before I set it all up, because that would be sort of annoying. So let me get a sorting machine, a solar panel, and some blue electric cable, and I will be back. Alright, so we have the final stage of this part cooking up, the autarkic gate, 40 of those. It's taken a while to get there, and I pretty much just started from the beginning and made all those parts. Cleaned this up a little bit so that I can, well, I need to clean this little area up a little bit more so I can get back here a little easier. And then what I ended up doing is this. So we've got the item tesseract coming in with oak logs, and I'm pulling it out of 3 different sides just to increase the amount that is coming in here so that we can maintain. We've got a little over 14,000 in there right now. I transferred over, all but about 1,500 from my AE system. I left 1,500 in there because there are some recipes set up to use oak logs, and I want to make sure that they can. So right now I have the sorting machine set to a setting where it will not pull out of that, but I have tested it, obviously, and it does pull out, and this does produce stuff. This charcoal will get pulled out of here in the future as soon as I get a target gates on all of these. Now, where is that stuff coming from is a good question. The answer to that is that I reworked my little tree farm area over here. And again, I sort of wish I didn't have 3 separate tree farms, but I sort of made the best of that situation, I think. So what I've got is now all 3 areas, all 3 come down to the central point and then come down here where they are then diamond gated into 3 separate tesseracts. And if we look at this diamond gate, we can see the 3 products are all separated. Now the way that I set this up from each barrel is right there. Just some iron pipes to send the stuff all down the one tube that was already set up. So basically what I did was set it up for one thing and then use the iron pipes to funnel it all into the one path and the diamond pipe to split it at the end. That way we're only splitting it once. We don't really have to worry about it. I'm curious where this mulch just came from. Where did that mulch just come from? This certainly isn't overflowing. Oh, this is overflowing. Huh. I wish there was a way to get it to fit down here, frankly, because I can't really automate I cannot automate the fertilizer insertion into those machines because I don't have a free side. The front is water, the top is extraction, underneath is red power, and behind is insertion. So I don't have another side to do. I wonder if I could somehow use a router and it would actually work. To put it into this slot, I'll have to go see if I can get that to work. Maybe I'll do that while those target gates are cooking up. Regardless, I doubt you want to see me fumble around with it, so, well, maybe you do. I don't know. Hold on a second. Let me grab everything and I'll be back. Alright, so easy setup. Again, with the red pipe and if there's space, go ahead and send this. Sending some mulch. I also brought some fertilizer over, and the ejector does work pretty well. Eject to bottom, and inserting it into the bottom does put it right where it needs to go. So, for whatever reason, it was not able to isolate it was not able to isolate the product, I guess. I don't know what you would call that, but it can isolate the fuel. So that's good. And then I am just installing the rest of these autarkic gates, and then we will turn this on and have hopefully, a giant creosote charcoal producing contraption room thing here. And we'll be able to fill up our creosote tank and keep our charcoal going and start another boiler, which will help with the power. Not that I'm really having a lot of issues, but I've noticed if I kick on a lot of my beam stuff, I can tell there's a power drain going on. I probably would have difficulties running both all of my B equipment plus my assembly table. And ideally I would like to put more more lasers on the assembly table, because it seems like generally when I use the assembly table, it's not as a preparatory step, it's as a, hey, I kind of need this right now, I have to wait around, so speeding it up would be good. So I'm going to go ahead and stick the rest of these on here, and then bring you back to kick off the big fire up and watch all the stuff fly off into each of the coke ovens. So that should be fun. So I'll be back in a second. Alright, everything is set up and ready to go. So all we're going to do is, this is already set up, so the way the sorting machine is set up right now, it's fully charged. I don't know if I actually showed, but oh, actually I closed it off. But behind this, oh, I really closed it off. Well, I guess I can't show you. But behind there, directly behind this going that way, there is a blue electric cable out to a couple solar panels that keeps this thing charged up. This is set to pull an item out of any slot, and I just color-coded it something just in case for the future. And then all we have to do is auto pulse, and it will begin sending out items to any available inventories. And all these things should start to fill up, and it'll start kicking them all on. And it looks like it's working. Where's that coming from? None of those should have had enough to produce anything yet. Unless it came from this way. I may not be able to have this connection here. The liquid ducts sort of don't route stuff route liquid as much as they just let it go anywhere the liquid duct goes. So, I don't know, I may have to, like, put a tank at each end, just like a couple glass tanks, not like a big tank or anything, and then have more liquid ducts extract from it as a sort of a buffer system to let it flow through correctly. I'm not exactly sure. So it looks like not quite all of them are on yet. I believe it's filling up. Yep, it goes and tries to fill something up. So as soon as it's filled up, it ends up bouncing around. Now I don't know what's going to happen. They're all going to go back, but I don't know where they go. Back in the sorting machine, maybe? I mean, I guess the sorting machine lets them come back in and stores them in its adjacent inventory. That's what it appears. Yeah. And then as these end up cooking up, it should go ahead and eject an additional item. I wonder where those are going. There goes the first pieces of coal, or charcoal, and they go back. I already had the hungry chest set up, so I just kept it set up. Why not? Alright, that is 0. Let's go check upstairs and how that's going. And that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. We we accomplished what we wanted. So right now we've got our tank, and it's got almost 2 million in it, slowly going up. So that thing will be running. But I think that did it. We've got our 40 coke ovens producing charcoal and creosote for us. Should work pretty well. The charcoal should keep my system fairly well produced. Looks like it's producing it pretty much, keeping it almost even with my boiler consumption. So that's good. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Coke ovens, ho. Cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So, yeah, that's a good episode. Alright. Next time, I don't know what we're going to work on, but I'll figure it out. So, I'm the Average Gamer Guy. We've been playing Feed the Beast, a mod for Minecraft. I'm sure you're all aware of that by now. Have a nice day.